Her footsteps echoed under the blazing sun. Each step was heavy, not from the water jar she carried, but from the weight of shame and rejection. She avoided the morning hours, when the other women came to draw water, because she was tired of the whispers, the stares, the judgment. Have you ever felt unseen, carrying burdens too heavy for anyone else to understand? That was her life. But on this ordinary afternoon at a well in Samaria, everything changed. She met a stranger who knew all her secrets, and yet offered her hope. This is the story of the woman at the well, the day one conversation transformed not just her life but an entire town. To understand this story, we must first understand the divide between Jews and Samaritans. They shared a common ancestry, but centuries of conflict and differences in worship drove them apart. Jews considered Samaritans unclean and avoided their towns. And yet, in John chapter 4, we find Jesus, deliberately, passing through Samaria. Tired from his journey, he sat by Jacob's well near the town of Sychar. Then came the woman, not in the cool morning but at noon, the hottest part of the day. A sign that she was avoiding the crowd, a sign of shame. Every trip to that well was more than a task. It was a painful reminder of her broken past. But this time, someone was waiting. A Jewish man sitting by the well. He looked at her and said, "Give me a drink." She froze, shocked. Jews never spoke to Samaritans, and Jewish men never addressed strange women in public. She replied, "How is it that you, a Jew, ask me, a Samaritan woman, for a drink?" But Jesus answered, "If you knew the gift of God, and who it is that asks you for a drink, you would have asked him and he would have given you living water." Living water. She thought he meant flowing spring water, better than the well of Jacob. But Jesus was speaking of something far deeper, water that satisfies the soul, water that brings eternal life. And here's the lesson. Sometimes God meets us in the most ordinary places, at a workplace, in a marketplace, or even at a well. Still unsure, she said, "Sir, give me this water so that I won't get thirsty and have to keep coming here to draw water." Jesus replied, "Go, call your husband and come back." "I have no husband," she answered. And then came the moment that changed everything. Jesus said, "You are right when you say you have no husband. The fact is, you have had 5 husbands, and the man you now have is not your husband." Imagine it. The very past she tried so hard to hide, spoken out loud by a stranger. Every failure, every broken relationship, every scar. Yet instead of condemnation, there was compassion. Instead of judgment, there was truth wrapped in grace. For the first time she realized she was fully known, and yet still loved. Overwhelmed, she said, "Sir, I can see that you are a prophet." Their conversation deepened, and Jesus revealed to her something astonishing. "I, the one speaking to you. I am he, the Messiah." Her water jar slipped from her hands. That jar symbolized her old life, her shame, her daily struggle. She left it behind and ran back to town. The same people she had been avoiding, she now boldly approached. "Come, see a man who told me everything I ever did. Could this be the Messiah?" And because of her testimony, many in the town believed in Jesus. The outcast became a witness, the rejected became a messenger, the silent became a voice of hope. The story of the woman at the well reminds us of this truth. Jesus meets us where we are, at our lowest, in our brokenness. He sees every scar, every failure, every hidden secret, and still he offers us living water, hope, forgiveness, and eternal life. If he could turn the life of a rejected Samaritan woman into a testimony that changed her entire town, he can do the same with you. Your past does not disqualify you. In fact, it prepares you. Like the woman at the well, your story can become the very testimony that leads others to Christ. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to Sacred Lens Stories for more timeless journeys of faith and transformation. And remember, you are fully known and still fully loved.